I surrender to you. Those dark cold places, you are my only hope. Hold me close to you.
The only sign that I find is when I go to the promised land. And there is a little chapel on the Mount of Jerusalem that is dedicated to the crying Jesus. Just a little chapel called Dominus Flevit. Jesus the Lord cried. And really I find myself so comfortable in this little chapel, crying with the crying Jesus. Still, I do not know of any chapel dedicated to the angry Jesus. To the frightened Jesus. But it would be beautiful. The humanity of Jesus. It is in these last periods that we begin, and Jesus wants it. Jesus appeared to Saint Margaret Alacoque with his heart, the heart of Jesus. You see the humanity? To Sister Faustina, the divine mercy. The humanity. Yes, many times we are afraid because we think that we are degrading the divinity. But Jesus is true God, true man. And he is redeeming me to his humanity. He became man to redeem me, to suffer on the cross, physically and psychologically. Jesus was angry. Jesus was lonely. You remember when Jesus was praying in the Gethsemane? And he stopped the prayer. And he went to find Peter. Why? He was feeling lonely. What could Peter give him? He gave him only trouble. What could he give him in that moment? Nothing. So why he needed Peter? He needed human support. Very clearly. 3 times. He needed human support. It was denied to him because they were sleeping. And it was denied to him so that through that loneliness, he could redeem my loneliness. How many times I feel lonely? Lonely with my problems. My children do not understand me. My husband do not understand me. My priests do not understand me. I feel lonely with my thoughts, with my problems. I can share with nobody. I am lonely. In that moment, grip to the lonely Jesus. So that his loneliness could heal my loneliness. Because that loneliness for Jesus was a suffering. And every suffering, Jesus endured it for my redemption. For my redemption. Jesus was sad. And he said it clearly. My heart is saddened up to death. He said it. I am sad. How many times we are sad? How many times? And many times we have nobody to go to, nobody to share my sadness. Go and cling to the sadness of Jesus. Because that sadness of Jesus is a redemptive sadness. Many times we feel rejected. But can you imagine the rejection of Jesus? When he was rejected by the whole crowd that chose Barabbas instead of him? Can you imagine the rejection of Jesus in that moment? The rejection of Jesus. He was rejected by his people, by the people that he cured, by the people that he loved. Rejected. How many times we pass from these moments? Why Jesus wanted to do it? So that through that suffering, he could redeem my suffering. He could redeem my rejection. There were moments when Jesus felt abandoned. The apostles abandoned him. Many times I say, oh, but I passed all my life doing good. And now that I am in need of somebody, I find nobody to help me. How many times we pass through these situations? And many times we have no one to go to. Where is the moment when I cling to this Jesus abandoned by his friends, betrayed by his friends?
I surrender to you those dark cold places. You are my only hope. Hold me close to you. Let me know